Bing, boing, bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip. Hey guys, this is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip, and welcome to my channel. And thank you. Thank the most of you, because there's a few things I have to say here. But, I want to talk a little bit about Lauren Matthias, because I think that when you expect something from somebody and they tell you something, and then you find out that that person isn't who they tell you they are, there's a problem. I think when you put somebody on a pedestal and they don't deserve to be up there, but you put them up there because of what you deem them to be, they're not responsible. Okay. So I expect, when I tell you something, that you expect me to tell you the truth. And that's exactly what I do. Okay. I tell you the truth. It's my truth. It's not a lie. So, a good example, some idiot, I'm going to call you what you are, and I'll take those comments and I'll pin them because they're rude. I didn't let somebody lie. I don't care who we're talking about. I have control over me. So, unless you want to go live in fucking Germany, I have no control over what people do or say. So there you go. And for the person that said, oh, she finally showered, she changed her clothes or whatever, are you stupid? I can make 7 videos in one day and put them out over the course of 3 days. I mean, do you know how stupid and insulting you are? To you, not to me. Because most people figure, oh, you know what? She's probably makes a shitload of videos so that she can maybe get a day off or two. Do you think she makes videos every single day? There's days that I do make videos every single day, but there's days that I make videos and I put them out for 2 or 3 days. So that idiot that put that, I pinned that comment. Now, why in the world is that even talked about when I'm talking about the Whitakers? And what's worse is I'm not even making fun of them. I could see if I was making fun of the way the Whitakers lived, and then somebody said, "Well, do you even shower?" But I don't. I'm not doing that. So, what gives certain people the right to just act like morons behind the screen of a keyboard because they feel safe? In the meantime, they have a picture of their dog up. So God knows what they look like or what they might look like at 62. And as far as my hair goes, for the millionth time, man, it's my fucking logo. If you don't like my hair, don't look at me. If it offends you so much, don't look at me. If you don't like my voice, fucking don't watch my channel. I don't care, because I'm not going to care enough to have you insult me. If you want to debate something with me or argue something with me, don't let it be a blanket statement, because that's a weak argument. That's just, you're bored with your life and you just want to be self-important. Go someplace else. I have no time for that. If you'd like to argue, and I don't mean to throw this person out there at all, but I think it's fair in the comments, in the chat, that you see ridiculous, R-E-D. I don't mean to put you out there, my friend. Her name is Red Ridiculous. She and I go at it, but we do it respectfully. There and we're on, most of the time we're on separate sides of something. But it's very specific about what she complains about. Not complains, I'm sorry. What she argues about. Her argument is very specific. And that's fine. And we can go back and forth respectfully. But is she making fun of me? Is she assuming I'm not bathing? Well, she might be assuming it. I mean, if she's thinking, if she's really giving that much thought to me, maybe. Guys, you know, what I wear, that shit's not for sale. That's not what I'm selling you here. What I'm selling you here is the information that I'm sharing with you. To the best of my ability, to everything I've looked at, it's true. I am not going to sell my integrity. I am not going to not say what I think or feel at 62 years old. This is my business. And this is me. And if I make a mistake, I'm going to call somebody on it. Me. I'm going to say to you guys, hey, I fucked up. I made a mistake. I'm sorry about it. I've done it before. So I don't have a problem. You know why? Because I'm a human being. But I'm not here for people to just poke fun or have sport at because they choose to. I'm going to start booting people out of here. If that's what you're here to do, go troll someplace else. I don't need you. I don't need the subscription that much. I don't need it. That's what I'm going to say about that. As far as, intelligent argument, of course. And, we don't have to agree, but we should do it respectfully. Yeah. I'm sitting in front of a MacBook Pro, right? It's about 3 or 4 years old. I have a Shure microphone and I'm talking to you guys. I have an internet connection. Anybody could do it. Anybody could do it. So where you put a content creator in your world is where you put a content creator in your world, because we're all just here. If you like us, great. If you don't like us, okay. Guys, I know as well that, and a few of you have said, hey, Toddy, you look stoned. No, I'm looking and I have to look down. First of all, I wear progressive lenses, but I have to look down anyway because that's where everything is. So I know that I'm looking down. It looks like I'm sleeping. It looks like I'm stoned. I'm not. See, I'm not. Because a few of you have said that too. I mean, you guys just run with shit. This is the last time I'm going to address it. Like my hair, give me a head with hair, long, beautiful hair. You know how many women my age are losing their hair? I am grateful for the hair on my head. And I love the color. I love the white streak that comes right down there. That's from my dad. Oh, yeah. Give me a head with hair. Anyway, seriously, where you put us, that's up to you. We are all just human beings. You know, we should pretty much be, unless we're acting and saying that we're acting, we should pretty much be who we are, excuse me, on or off the screen. If I tell you I believe in something, then if you ever meet me on the street, I should believe in what I'm telling you, what I told you here. So, as far as anything else, I'm just responsible for telling you the truth and telling you what I believe, and that's it. Lauren Matthias is a mean girl. She's ended up being a mean girl. I work with Rebecca Michelot, and Rebecca Michelot has lost, the story. I don't need to go into the story about Rebecca, but it would be like me talking about her behind her back, or be me talking about another content creator behind their back, or me talking about a victim behind their back. That is not my character. Therefore, that would be shocking. That would be surprising. Now, if you see me losing it while I'm behind somebody in traffic, or somebody laying into the horn, as soon as the light turns green and I lose it, I start cursing up a storm. That's me. That's me. And then I get it all out and I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? But who I am is who you guys know me as. And if that's not who you want to be entertained by, or if you don't want to be get your information from, then okay, that's fine. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm just not. But let it be for the right reasons. Don't let it be because you put me up on a pedestal and I didn't reach your expectations. I have my own expectations. I reach them, and I guarantee you they're probably higher than anybody's, including yours, because I got to live up to mine. So I'm always going to tell you the truth. And if I'm wrong, I'm always going to apologize and tell you, hey, listen, I was wrong about this or I was wrong about that. I'm not going to take everybody's advice all the time. See, I told you. I love when somebody says, I told you. Okay, you told me. I had a choice. I could believe that because it was right, or I could not believe it because it just didn't seem right to me. I am allowed to make the wrong choice. I'm a human being. I'm a human being. Now, that being said, is that what Lauren Matthias did? You don't strike somebody. You don't copyright strike somebody. There's a courtesy. There's no reason to do that. I do have a question though. With over 300,000 subscribers, how does that woman only have 71 people in a live stream? I have more than that, and I have less than 5,000 subscribers. Right? Is that crazy or what? She buys subscribers? Is is that seriously? I heard rumor to that. Go lay down. Lauren Matthias, Hidden True Crime, Hidden Gems is what they call themselves. Dr. John. I don't want to include Dr. John in this because I don't know enough to do that. Lauren, again, the most I can do as far as compare her to is Ellen DeGeneres as portraying somebody that she's not. And the fact that the victims, she used the victims to better her career by befriending them only to talk about them. That's not good character. That's, a character. And that's the reason why you believe somebody, right? Is because you trust their character, their integrity, their character, their truth. And when somebody does that, that's not good character. That says something about somebody's integrity, because a victim is a victim. And that should come first, in my opinion. But then again, if you're a journalist, then you don't become friends with the victim either, right? So you can't have it both ways. So Lauren tried to be like this hybrid, if I could say it, this hybrid journalist, content creator, where she wanted to have her cake and eat it too. And then when she threw up the cake on a 9-hour live stream, people went through it with forensic sciences and wanted to see exactly what were the ingredients. And she accused somebody of stalking, but then and pretended, pretended, that's it's really almost like a strong word, but to gain sympathy and perhaps a story, made up this story about a stalker, when Lauren seemed to be more the bully in that situation. And it does seem like she used law and crime to prevent her from going through with it, because there was nothing to go through with. Is that worth your integrity? No, we talked about this before. You know, on the other channel, there's content creators. Excuse me, there's ones here, unfortunately. There's ones here. And, you can sometimes see, in my opinion, you can sometimes see who they are by what they talk about. You could see what guides them. And if there's journalists, like let's say like a Vinnie Politan or a Nancy Grace, even though Nancy Grace gets emotional, it's kind of like a very what can I say? Almost like a surface emotional where she just she goes off, but she's very stern in her thoughts about what she's talking about, right? Nancy Grace, right? And sometimes I think she jumps to the extreme before anything has really come out, and she does a lot of mocking. But a journalist is somebody who would be like I think Vinnie Politan, Jesse Weber, where they cover the stories, they ask the questions, and perhaps they even do the interviews with the people involved or the families or the victims' families. But it's very businesslike. What Lauren tried to do was play in the middle there, and there is no middle. There is no middle. You can't report on something objectively when you're involved with the situation. It's hard to do it, and by all means, you should absolutely say if you're somehow involved in the situation. But Lauren tried to find this new way of being a journalist. I think she was a legitimate journalist, right? With a newspaper. And then she tried to befriend, because you hear, well, this victim's her friend, this victim's her friend. But it didn't work out too well because nobody likes to feel almost left or just used to get a story. And once that story is gone, but that story's never gone for the victim. That story's never gone for the person involved, you know. They really got their fame with the Chad Daybell and the Lori Vallow, right? The Lori Vallow and the Chad Daybell, and where they interviewed like so many people involved in that. And she went to the trial all the time. And then I was supposed to go to a hearing for Rebecca Michelot for Justice for Corey, and it was Chris Gregors. And I had just gotten my dog because when I made the plans to go, I my life was different. Things were different, and I couldn't go. I just couldn't go. I couldn't drive. First of all, I thought it was closer, and then I had this dog that ultimately had to be put on Prozac, and it was absolutely crazy. I remember feeling so bad. I did, as a matter of fact. But all the money that we got, we donated to. So I, I understand that sometimes things come up and such, but it doesn't seem at all that there was any kind of when Lauren made these court dates, she turns around later and says, I didn't go to this person's funeral. I didn't go to my brother's funeral because I was at this court date. Nobody would expect that you did that. That was your choice. You could have got somebody else to go. You chose that. And then she turns and because I wanted to bring that to you guys. Nobody wanted. That's not, you can't do that to your viewers. You can't make them responsible for the decisions that you make in your life. And as far as, I don't know if she honestly said that she wanted to have her brother's baby. I believe she probably said that she wanted to have the sperm, which, okay, not for her, but maybe at some point for somebody, because how Lauren Matthias should have said nothing, or maybe people were coming out with it anyway and it was just about to blow. This is a bad look. It's a really, really bad look. And the best thing we can do as content creators is be honest and give the people what they're expecting from us, our truth, our integrity, and we shouldn't be far from the people that we are here. But anything other than that, when people put us on these pedestals, and when they put us on the pedestals, that's not our responsibility. That's what I gotta say. Guys, tell me what you think in the comments. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Lauren Matthias, it's going to be a long time before she, it's one thing to be human. I don't know how forgiving when she's doubled down, like she has really doubled down here. And I mean, she's 10 toes deep in this shit. And, yeah, I don't know how she's going to get out of it, but all right, guys, be good. And don't let her story be yours. And tell me what you think in the comments, especially about Mean Girls. Even the ones in the comments. All right, guys, take care. Don't let that story be yours. Be well, guys. Thank you. Bing, boing, bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip.